And we are now live. Hello, this is Mike from Basically Tabletop. This is our first stream. Yay! Doing it. I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit. I think I tilted it earlier. Shake your cam, prepare yourself. Okay. Alright. Here's what we're doing. This might not be the only thing we do today, but here's where we're focusing. I am painting some lovely White Scars Assault Intercessors. This was the test model. I like how it came out. It's looking pretty good. And was working on the second one when my primer began to fail me. The camera. Yeah. Just while I was trying to glue these two pieces together, as I painted sub-assemblies, get that perfect detail. And well, it just started coming off in my hands. I also got to fill those gaps. I'm going to be using some green stuff for that. Yeah, so what we're going to do is, firstly, so I had originally painted this using an army painter white primer. It's obviously not doing the job I'd like. So, I just got in today, first time trying it. Stynal Res. I'm just going to say that's what it is. It's Stynal Res, white primer. I've never used them before. They are not a sponsor. I mean, I'm not close to becoming a sponsor. But this is what we're going to try today. Try to fix this. And sorry for the shaky cam. I am in a space that it's not. I'm in a camp. Just gotta be open for the summer. I am in a camp. We'll see what happens in the winter, because I might be in somewhere that has a foundation. But for now, I'm in a camper, and it has rained all weekend. So it is muddy. I got re-level it. Some of my doors do not close properly. It's kind of fun. So the purpose of this stream, stuff's got some stank to it. That's okay. I'm hoping I can just brush this on. Ooh, it's wet. So I'm applying it to my wet palette. A couple drops because it does seem to be very wet. Let's say it's water-based acrylic. I'm assuming this is probably more designed for no thinning necessary. Shit. Yeah, it's designed more for airbrushing, which is fine. Like, I have an airbrush. That's how I prime these. It's just I have to do such small areas, and I have yet to get the hang of very, very, very what's the word? Fine airbrushing. So I'm gonna try painting this on. If this goes really to shit, I'll use the army painter one again, and I'll just reapply it a lot of coats. So the primary brushes I'm going to be using today is this is a fairly well used. Hold on, I gotta look at one of the other ones for the name. Pandafly. I'm going to assume this is a 1, as the other one I'll be using primarily is a Pro Art 3rd size, which as it's slightly smaller than the other one, I'm going to say this is a 1. I like the Pandafly brushes a lot. The Pro Arts have been okay. This is probably the last one that's like properly working after maybe a year or so ish. Anyway, the web palette I'm using is Redgrass. Oh, if I could get sponsored by anyone, Redgrass, please. I will door salesman your wet palettes. Holy shit, they're so good. You want to immediately jump up your painting and your wet blending, or getting into wet blending. Just get a red grass wet palette. Red grass wet palette. Palette. I can speak. I do the English. Let's see. Also, forgive me, first stream. I am still ironing out the angles, but we're gonna figure this out. So this actually goes rather nicely, color-wise, onto the white that's already there. So I'm feeling rather confident. I'm gonna get a nice bit on there, and I'm gonna let that dry. Move on to the others. So as for the recipe thus far for this white armor, excuse me, is your white primer, flat white, matte white, 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 white. Um, then you effectively light shade with apothecary white contrast, followed by a mixture of two apothecary whites, one black Templar black contrast paint, and one Lamian medium mixed together. It doesn't have to be perfect on that, but you get the idea. Then you can kind of see, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but you can kind of see where I've tried to fix this before by just putting a bunch more matte white. It kind of just, I really just did not do enough coats in this guy. Fortunately, the varnish should, you know, make that okay end game, but this is what we got. Got a hair in my brush. It's actually in the paint. So here we go. Oh yeah, I gotta continue going on the recipe. So once you've what is that? Okay, so the mixture, apothecary white, black Templar, and Lamian medium. You mix those together, and then you do your darker recesses with that, and your real deep recesses, like these little oh, we can do this. Your dots like that, like your real insets, and your insets into the armor, like grills and stuff. You're just gonna straight up null and oil that bitch. Just liquid talent right onto that. Into that. Specifically into that is the key word. Once you have everything shaded properly, you're then going to do a clean highlight. By that, I mean you're going to, kind of what I'm doing right now, actually, where you kind of just bring it down the edge there without going a little bit in and keeping that a roughly clean line. You can always clean up later. Go back with your primer color or your if you have a brush on matte whites, go back with that, and then highlight that, edge highlights, cleanly edge highlight that with White Scar. And what you'll get, stop for a second, is effectively what we've got here. And that's effectively the white armor recipe. So the hope is I'm going to be able to fix all this priming nonsense. I'm hoping that that dries a little flatter on the cap. But I mean, worst case scenario, even if I can just cover where the primers come off, I can then go back with the original white and use it as a base coat, basically. It's that's really, you have to hit a lot of coats. If you're thinning your stuff correctly, you have to hit a lot of coats to make too many coats, kind of, in my experience. So I won't worry too much. This is also, I suppose, kind of a learning experience for me, not just for fixing the primer, But when gluing larger bits like this together, I should probably just wear gloves because it's the sweat. It's the sweat from your hands that causes nonsense like this in the first place. So yeah, it's look good for like scratch marks, but I don't think they come out in game like that. Plus, I didn't really do any battle damage on the other guy. Nothing serious. It was really, really fine in way of battle damage. So I'm just not gonna put myself through that. Some globbing on there. Gotta fix this guy right up. So, I understand that there's no music on the stream. I have not figured out the details as to what I can play and under what contexts. So, that is unfortunately going to be a thing for the future. Uh, if there's anyone out there that watches this, before I remedy that, you know how all that works, do contact me. I'm always open to stuff to improve the stream. I want all of us to improve together. It's not just hobbying specific. I really gotta hold it up where the camera can see it. Also, let me know if I'm coming in too quiet, too loud. Tell me the stuff. What am I fucking up? Tell me what am I fucking. Correct me. I also definitely have to go back and fix some of the right underneath that Aquila. The white has reddened bits from kind of paint like sliding over. The bottom of that skull is just completely gone. So that's going to be some corn red and what's my light red? Wild Rider red. You know, this one actually comes out. It's when it dries. It's actually a pretty nice bright white. I think I'm going to be moving. Yeah, I'm liking this so far. If this comes out the airbrush this nice, I probably am going to wholesale switch to this thing. This Stino Res. I will eventually get good at saying that. Just some stuff on my screen. Trying to. I want to see exactly what I'm doing on the camera. I also want to see analytics on the YouTube thing. I'm working with a single computer, single laptop, actually. And trying to make sure I see everything correctly at the same time. So I think a few coats of this, and then going back to the matte white I was using initially just to cover it up. And this will be great. And then I can start again on the good stuff, on real stuff, on progress stuff. By progress, I mean fixing this horrendous gap between two pieces. Shove some green stuff in that. So I probably should wear gloves for that one. Dig some out. Oof, under that scabbard. Gotta dial in that focus. So, should anyone be wondering, no, I don't have a regular schedule for this right now. For the time being, it's going to be a when I'm able to, kind of like most people's hobby. That's also, I should go over that now. The intention for this stream and this whole platform as a whole is to be like I want to be like the everyman's hobbyist in the sense that like we're in the same boat here. Okay, we are hobbying when we can, the best we can. We're gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes. I'm gonna hopefully teach a couple things here and there, but I mean, odds are you guys are gonna teach me way more, and I think that's great. But I want a community of real people. I want us to be real with each other. I want to be real. I want you guys to be real up to your own comfort level. And let's just have a good time painting miniatures and hobbying. I will also be doing hobbying in general on here, conversions, building, everything. Basically, when I am hobbying, or in this case, I will admit, this one's actually for a commission. I probably should say this way instead I wait 20 solid minutes to say this. Okay, so this is part of my first major commission. I've done a couple small commissions before, but it's my first major commission, which is a decent sized White Scar army. And that's what this is for. My personal army are going to be a Raven, and boy, do I have something awesome for when I do some of that. But I had to get some progress in on these White Scars. It's been a busy week, and I've not put nearly enough time into this as I should have. So we're gonna do this today. Yeah, just some general coats in this. This is coming out great. This primer is pretty awesome. I can't wait to shove this in the airbrush. I'm actually gonna angle my sitting so I can get this on camera. Ooh, Bob Ross in it. Bob Ross in it. I just put a bunch of white right onto the red of that Aquila. There we go. That's some good stuff right there. Quality content. I mean, in all real reality, so I wet my brush and tried shoving it in there with my super watered down brush, but I didn't really pull it. But in all honesty, uh, it had gotten pretty wrecked um, by the whole assemblage part. So I'm just gonna repaint like the whole thing. It's mildly annoying, but it's just kind of what has to be done. So yeah. So it'll all be fine in the end. You know, this guy will get fixed. I'll begin making progress. I'm wondering. I'm gonna mess with the camera here for a second. It seems to really like focusing on. Oh, what? Really like focusing on the background instead of the model. So I just refocused it. So now it should just. Oop, there we go. Just always focus on. It's all good. It's all good. Just gotta get the lights pointing a little bit more at me, a little bit less at the table, because my original setup was actually I was gonna try to do top down, but that was not. That wasn't gonna look nearly as good. It was gonna. I knew it was gonna be really awkward, especially when my natural stance of painting is sitting back in my chair, like that kneecap we started with. I can already see how this would be really awesome in airbrush. It's really translucent, so you can really go ham on it. But it comes out really white. It seems to be sticking pretty good. It's actually is covering a lot of this stuff really well. Yeah, thanks. There. I don't know how much this backpack part is really going to be visible at the end, but you know what? That's the point of getting um, sub-assemblies is you're not taking the risk. You're just going to do everything, and if stuff gets hidden, maybe a little bit that people will be able to see it. Will look perfect, so it's all fine. No idea what's going on there. A little bit of peelage. Okay, I think for the most part that's pretty good. You know, I'm realizing now, because of course, you figure stuff out correctly after you've already put a bunch of time and resources into something. I'm gonna start with the green stuff for those gaps now. Now that the majority of it is fixed pretty well, I want to say overall seems pretty good. And then I'll continue with the priming and so clean my brush. I use the Master's brush cleaner and a preserver. That's pretty good. So anyway, drop it. Yeah, it's a little dirty right now. I don't rinse it every single time I use it. I should. Theoretically, I suppose you should rinse it after. I would say after every time you use it. It's usually like I know better, but usually I like it pretty bad, and then I rinse it like before a painting session when I'm like, I need my brushes to come out nice. So then of course that's when I fucking rinse it off. So whatever. You know, I just realized I'm not entirely certain if when it's telling me concurrent viewers one right now, if that's me watching myself or if there's one sole angel, absolute hero watching me right now. Let me know in the chat if you are if you are a person. I'm not literally talking to and about myself. I'm not talking about myself to myself. Ridiculous. Hey, while you're at it, let me know if my mic is. I understand the audio quality could be better. Could definitely be better. I'm working on that. I found myself without my good mic. It's back in my house. So instead I'm using a how is this called? One of those clip-on mics was the best one I found of the stuff I had on hand. And I was like, I need this to happen. I need to do it. I put some filters on it. I'm hoping they aren't. That's way more stuff actually. That's only like I don't know that like half as much if that. What was I saying? Yes. I put some filters on it. I'm hoping one of them is the noise suppression isn't straight up cutting off a bunch of my words as I'm saying it. But we'll we'll figure it out. First time's always a little weird and rough as I'm dropping shit. Woo! Smashing this green stuff. Soon to be green stuff. Now been going for 30 minutes. I think the most we had watching. If the one is just myself. I guess we had 2 people watching at some point. Humble beginnings. It's all good. Alright. Theoretically, I should have wet fingers. So here is pretty sticky. Alright, so these are gonna be some tiny bits of green stuff. I'm just gonna pull it off the main bit. Let's see. I will admit, I'm fairly new to green stuff. So I've done a couple things. Like, I've done. Oh, you know what? I just got my answer. Concurrent viewers are now down to 0. There was one hero watching me. So I guess I had 3 people at some point. I hope I didn't offend him just now. When I was like, no one's watching. Oh, what the hell? No one's watching me. Anyway. Just looking at some stuff. Alright. Let's get this green stuff in there as my fingers are drying. Got this super tiny bit. And I'm gonna just kinda, honestly, just kinda shove it on there. Oop, okay. The camera so you see what the hell I'm doing. What the hell is he doing? I can't see. There we go. So, I'm gonna pull this up there. And, yes, it looks like shit. But, I'm gonna take this pick piece, wet the tip. So it works a little better. I might, honestly, I wish I could get the camera a lot closer. Okay, that's not bad. I might adjust my chair and just. Hey, someone's watching it. I know, because it changed to 1. So I can figure that out later. Oh, but I can't. I will get used to this eventually. push this to all them lovely nooks and crannies of this pretty significant. I haven't seen this a gap this bad uh in like an official plastic piece in a while. I mean, like Forge World, you kind of expect it, and also yes, I know like I'm sure plenty of people watching in the future, or even like the one person watching now is probably screaming at their computer. Zappa Gap. I know it exists. I just haven't gotten it yet. I haven't tried it. It hasn't happened yet. So for now, I am green stuff. Yeah, wet my just the tip. Yeah, wet the tip. Yeah, wet. Yep, I am wetting the tip. So get some. For anyone wondering, no, I'm not an accomplished green stuff sculptor. I don't try to be. I get this a little bit more exposing too much other nonsense on my desk. A little more to the right. So I can be more comfortable here. No, this is working, it's getting sticky again. You know what I need? I need like a GoPro with like a microscope lens on it. Get you guys real in there deep. Yeah, yeah. I'm aware of what I sound like. Uh, at some point, I have to wonder how much am I actually getting in the gap, and how much am I just coding over the gap? And the answer is I'm mostly coding over it. In reality, I'm trying to get in there. It's only somewhat working. See, now the green stuff's too. Oh wow, it's like a whole fucking thing of green stuff over there. Damn! Get that in there. Yes, this is what quote unquote pros look like. I don't know. It's honestly probably there are probably plenty of people that be done with this like 8 minutes ago. But shoved it on, done it with like their finger. Like no tools required. They like would have modeled it to perfectly like slide in like a puzzle piece like before they even touched it to the model. Sure. That's not where I'm at, and that's okay. It's about improvement. It's about just getting in there and doing it. No, I actually found the gap again. I also want to reiterate this one person that is watching me right now, you're a hero. I'm so thankful you are here so that I don't feel like I am just totally talking to myself. Even though some of this came out from the fact that I do talk to myself constantly while as my phone goes off. Nope, nothing I care about. I do constantly talk to myself while I'm doing this stuff. Actually, that depends. Honestly, that depends on what I'm listening to. I know lately I was listening to a lot of Critical Role while painting. I also learned fairly early on that I have no problem really talking and painting at the same time, as I've been painting my own games for 5 years. God, this is just it just wants to come like back up. Okay, here's our switch to the smoothing. What I call is probably an official name for this, a smoothing paddle. I'm calling it a smoothing paddle. Whatever the hell this end of it is. And I'm just gonna smooth this out, and we're gonna call this a day. Because I mean, a lot of it you're barely gonna see. It's all gonna be white, and a lot of it's probably gonna be darkly shaded. That's a huge painting technique right there. Is honestly, whenever you can, cheat. Just straight up fucking cheat. Because it's about the end result. Really, painting at the end of the day, it's about the end result. If the result is good, then you did it correctly. Or if and good is subjective, by the way. Um, Good by your own standards. If you are happy with how the model came out, then you succeeded. You're good. You did it. Mission accomplished. So you can go home. So whenever the option arises to cheat, to shave off time, to focus on the end result and not the particulars of how you got there, that's what you got to do. Really, all of the quote techniques out there are effectively cheating. Because I mean, theoretically, doing it correctly is just perfectly taking the tip of your brush and doing the whole thing, you know? But no, we use techniques like using the sides of the brush and, you know, and, all the other techniques I clearly don't know because I can't list them. Oh, a little bit more. That was the old stuff. Alright, so that's. It's a little rough if you get right up on it, but end of the day, it'll look fine. Don't worry. Let's see what this is. Oh, yay. Um, we might have more people join us in just a second. I am currently just got permission to share the stream in another venue, so I'm not going to sit on it. You guys are going to be part. You guys, the one person, the one hero, the legend, the I don't know who it is, is going to come along for the ride. Do, do, do. All right. Back to it. All right. So now that the green stuff is back on. Oh, well, I got at the current screen. I gotta look at my screen to tell it what the hell you guys are going to see. Let's see. All right. So I got the green stuff in the gap. Now I can go back to the priming. The hell is going on? Oh, I accidentally opened the mouse screen. It's okay. I'm taking the approach of I am Bob Rossing both the paint job and the stream. As long as we're all okay with that, then we're all gonna have a good time. Put some more primer on the palette. I don't need a lot, so probably all I'm gonna do drop maybe two. It does come out of the bottle a little weird. It like one drop, the first drop always just drips down it because I'm trying not to like straight up pour the damn thing. But again, I mean, it does say on the thing it's meant to be used for airbrushes, and I'm using a brush because yeah. I'm gonna quickly do this little touch up. There's a hair on my brush. That's gonna happen. It's gonna become a regular saying here. There's a hair on my brush. Because there practically always is. I don't know where they come from. Back into focus here. Cleaning up a little bit of this edge. Primer is coming off more. And now we're gonna start priming this gap. I'm gonna, because this stuff actually kind of globules a little. Oh, I'm tapping the camera on my head. That's good. Globules a little bit. I'm gonna try to shove it in this gap over here. See what happens. I've always kind of hoped I'd find a paint that would kind of do that. We'll see if this is it. It'd be really nice for like the little ones where it's like that's not worth freaking green stuff, like you know the creases in their gorgets. Probably saying that wrong. The armor collars, the little gaps there between the front and back. Yeah, this is all gonna be fairly oiled because this is not gonna look so great when it's done, but it'll be filled and it will be white and then black. uh, honestly, the majority of it was just for this bottom bit by the strap down here, and then up here on this gorget. I wonder if I'm thinking about it. I can actually get. Oh, that's way better. I'm realizing how to align my various screens. So I can see the people in here. I can see the chat. Please use the chat. Please use the chat. Um, what was I saying? And have a much better idea of what you guys are actually seeing. Wait. Okay, I just checked the other thing. For a second there, I thought the stream had just been black for God knows how long. Nope, the video just went weird, I think. Or maybe maybe that's while I was resizing up. I don't know. We'll figure it out. First priority for next stream though is getting some music on this. I was working so hard on just trying to get this camera and lighting correctly that I ran out of time. Could not get that music going. That I eternally apologize. This, however, I do encourage you all to open another tab and get some of your own playlists going in the background. Which some might wonder if that isn't a better option, because then it's based on your own preferences. Nah, that's a cop out. So that was worth maybe exploring. It was dumb. So this is probably going to take a while. But we will get there. For anyone watching in the future, or the hero, the legend that is watching right now, Soul Sentinel on this mess. Uh, please do subscribe. Helps massively. All my finished stuff gets put up on Instagram, basically underscore tabletop, and I also have Patreon at basically underscore. Basically, is that an underscore? Uh, you know what? I don't know. Basically tabletop. Search it. It'll work. There's also links to both in the description. Support goes to the stream first and foremost, and goes from there. Do tell me in chat and comments what you want for Patreon stuff. I have a couple ideas. Get Discord going. It's fairly obvious. But what other stuff do you guys want? I probably will make tutorials at some point. More stuff came off. The old primer sucks. I don't know how I ever got by with this. Although, granted, I hadn't really used the white much before this. I primarily used black as my personal army is Raven Guard. But I'm real glad I got this new stuff because I'm really liking it. So far. I got white, black, and gray on Amazon for oh, I don't remember now, like $15 or something, $17. Well, that's fascinating. Good to know. I'm getting some. Is that gonna focus? I'd like it to focus. And some crackage going on there. I will likely change. I might change the lens I use next time. This is all a learning process. So you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit here. How long am I going to do this stream? I don't know. I've been going for 50 minutes. 48 technically, because I started 2 minutes late. How dare I? How dare I be 2 minutes late for... Was there anyone watching at the time? Maybe the one? Chosen one? The one who this is all for? Clearly. I mean, it's not even that it's fairly literal. It's not even my interpretation of things. This all is for the... Well, you know what? If one person gets something constructive out of this, I feel accomplished. If I had not done so much of the details, I would totally be airbrushing this right now. That's something I'm going to have to get fairly soon. I got to get a different compressor with a tank. Because like a rookie, I did not get one with a tank. So when I do airbrushing, there's going to be a lot of rumbling of the thing working. What the hell is that? It's weird stuff on my brush. It's not even a hair. Oh no. Pardon me. Need to adjust this. That's much better. See, here's the thing. I have my own stuff playing into my ears, and I'd love to share it. I just don't know if I'm allowed to. I totally would. Probably get them some, show them off to like one person, I guess. Uh, well, actually, I just switched to a different video. Just get to. It was like one of those music for reading slash painting Warhammer, but it was just too. It was just too intense for just for repainting primer. It just didn't make sense. So I switched it to something that seemed more melodic, but then it was just weird voices and shit. Anyway, so switched to the one I expect. All right, back to the stream. Okay. Anyway, I'm yawning again. So it's some water. It's like a weirdo. I drink water. No one drinks water these days. Like I have some soda. I might grab a soda. Checking all my stuff. Make sure all my stuff's good. Everyone good? Everyone good? Everyone's happy? Great, great. Alright, back to all the other people around in my life. I think I could be wrong, because it seems to be the case. Just might share more. I do constantly interrupt myself. Okay. Adjust the thing so I'm much more centered. I feel like this is more comfortable. I can be much more centered in where I hold my hands in relation to me and centered on the camera. This is good. Alright, so this is starting to come along pretty well. And I feel like fairly soon I can switch to I just found a spot. Corner of this thigh plate. I'm sure is a real name. Armor historians, I respect you. Please don't. Actually, do tell me if anyone in the future, uh, or the hero here, knows what this plate is called in armor terms. The thigh plate here. Tell me, but please do share. What is that? Also weird, like solid object stuck in the paint. There we go. It's like a crumb stuck. There's crumbs in my paint job. I am also unsure if it's due to just how thin I was afraid of over priming this, so I probably did not do enough coats or thick enough coats. So I'm not sure if it's due to how thin um it is, or if just how much whiter this paint is. But it is very nicely white. Sti- Steinerez. Steinorez. Maybe I am never going to get that name right. That's possible. But I like it. I like it. It's pretty good. So at some point, I am actually going to stop fixing all the stuff messed up. Because a lot of it is around the edges where it's going to be getting Corex weight anyway soon enough. So then it's not going to be nearly as much of an issue. Chicken stuff. Also, people want to just chat in general. Just general conversation topics. Gameplay, lore, questions about painting, stuff they want to share about painting. Please do. Do jump in the chat. Do say stuff. I am intending this to be extremely interactive. That was my goal for me. I want people to be vocal. I want them to be telling me everything I'm doing wrong. The many, many things I am doing very wrong all the time. And then I tell them all I don't care. No, I'm joking. And I thank them for their wisdom. Unless they're wrong, in which I will tell them. Maybe. Probably not. Alright, so I am learning that on green stuff, on rough green stuff, that could not be smooth for the life of me. It is cracking up, but again, I'm using a paintbrush for what is intrinsically supposed to be put through an airbrush. So, you know. So with that, I'm gonna call that. I'm gonna do a little bit more right here. Let's check this neat ankle servo bit. Use a little bit more global global. Some prime red on there. Great. Okay, I'm gonna move on from that finally. I'm gonna move back to the matte white I had to clean up. I'll clean up a lot of stuff actually. This guy really fell apart. He was looking great until I went to put him together. If I just used gloves, probably be totally fine, and I would be like nearing completion right now, or like working on his base or something. Um, yeah, but I didn't. I think I was tired or something. I don't know. And I just started jamming it together. When I saw it wasn't working great, I just kept pushing. Shake a cam, shaking the paint, shake a cam. Also, I realized I am just wasting crap load of green stuff. I did not need nearly that much green stuff. No, probably harden and but whatever. Throw on some. Wow, I don't know what the fuck happened, but the paint is just oozing out here. Did I squeeze it before I uncapped it? I don't think I did. Um, Honestly, I'm not even gonna tell you what paint I was using before because clearly they don't work that well. So I don't want to have anyone get stuck in their head that they should go like looking at for it or something. And instead, just get Stynal Res and shove that in an airbrush and go ham. I also just realized some of my wires were like my other wires were on top of my mic pushing it down. I'm just gonna go ahead and fix that. If there was like rustling and stuff in the mic, you tell me. I'm gonna move this much closer to my mouth. Mouth. And that should be much better. Alright. Let's begin getting this guy back to where we were. Stuff does require a little bit of thinning. You know what? Tell me in the comments or in the chat or both. Uh, what do you guys listen to while you're painting? I mean, if you're not watching a painting streamer while you're painting, what do you listen to, or do you watch stuff? I mean, I remember at one time I had gone through and watched like almost every Star Wars back to back. and then I did like all the Iron Mans. Actually, you know what? Only did Iron Man 1 and 2. It's hard for me to rewatch most movies. So I remember them too well, and they don't have the same. Ugh, just got itch in my throat. My nose is starting to get all stuffed up, and I don't really know why. Whatever it might have something to do with the fact it's hot as fuck in here. Mm. Ugh. You know what? It has been 1 hour. I'm gonna say we're gonna go on a 5 to 10 minute break. I'm going to go get myself put back together because apparently my face is falling apart. And then we are going to continue this. So I'm going to say 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. See you guys then. Alright, and we're back. I moved the camera a little bit. It's like, just wait a little bit. Shaky cam. Shaky cam alert. Okay. I can't actually see the camera until I've effectively gone back to live. So, I'm going to flip this a little bit. And I think that's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, that works pretty well, I think. Back in the cup with you. Alright. Where are we at? We are at. We gotta get this guy. We gotta go back over all the parts we fixed with some of the original white, so there's some consistency-ish. I'm not gonna do a lot of coats or anything, as all this paint is fairly transparent. So I think in the end of the day, it's all gonna kind of just blend a bit. And the fact that so much of it is on a, just, I feel like it's easier to adjust my seating than it is to adjust my other stuff. Oh, cool. Just do it quick on the computer thing. Okay, there we go. Very good. Anyway. And the main thing I'm actually going to focus on after I get the main bits is I've got to, a little bit of jumpiness right there. I have to re-white all the bits that some of the color smeared around when I was jamming this together. Also, part of the difficulty with subassemblies that you have to be careful of. I get some of that white out of my shade that's already there. I get another brush with some water. Move the majority of it anyway. Is what was I saying? Oh yeah, subassemblies. Is you have to go back and file down any pegs or anything in the internal structure, or I guess you could also remove them. That's a valid option too, because it really does not take that much glue to hold this stuff together. There's a hair like, stuck in the paint there. Got it. What was I? File down or remove some of the pegs that join the pieces. So it does not really take that much glue to hold most of this stuff together. Like this back and chest piece, this torso right here, it does not require glue on all the on the entirety of 2 pegs. It does not require that much adhesive to bond this stuff. It really doesn't. I'm thinking I should. I got a thing back in my throat. It's killing me. Mm. Alright. I'm gonna put a little dab of this on the bottom of the skull that had it cleaned right off, which is fine. That gets on the other stuff. So I'm gonna redo all the red there. You know, other than just making sure there isn't a bunch of red on the stuff that's supposed to be white, it it's actually fine if the rest looks kind of dirty-ish, as it just looks more realistic that way. Especially as I'm not really doing much in the way of battle damage or anything. Put a lot more primer. The other primer, the old primer, the ship primer, on my palette than I needed. I'm just being very wasteful today. I don't know what it is. Okay. You know what? I'll put a little bit more. I'll gorge it. What is this damn thing? Dear God. I will say, while doing it under these studio lights is very, very warm. um, it has completely replaced the need I had before, of which I was using a headlamp to properly illuminate the model. That does not seem to be required any further, so that's a nice upgrade. Again, not sure if it's going to be properly visible, but why take the risk? It takes 30 seconds to throw some paint on that and hope for the best. Now, I'd say that is fairly. Actually, I'm going to do this. Because this panel right here. Panel right here. This is bottom bit. Really got brightened. Yes, bitch. A little bit on that. Oh, I had it fixed and I messed it up again. I'm making it worse. No. Suck that up. Suck it. Also, I got some on the bomb at some point. I can just scratch that off. Sometimes that works. Of course, it's the one I primed badly, so actually anything and everything is just ripping the paint right off. So, yeah. This is just going to become a... What am I doing? I'm doing this wrong. I'm entirely throwing off my mojo now. I can do it. I believe in myself. If this wasn't so close to being done, I mean, it was practically done. It was basically done. I had just like highlighting to do, and this specific piece was done. If it was a lot closer to the beginning, I probably would just dunk this in ISO, and redo it. But yeah, it I'd probably it'd probably be more efficient to take the few extra minutes per like trouble spot in redoing it than completely crapping this thing. However, it does mean I have to be extremely careful. Let's get back to the frame. Get my head out of the camera, hands in the camera. Here in my brush. Be very precise is the name of it. As I go through, I'll redo the colors on this to make it all a lot more uh, uniform and try to blend in where the new stuff came in. It's me on the other one. The other one, yes, because these are nice flat white panels, which are, you know, the best to paint. Let me tell you. My hair here is itchy. Very distracting. Ugh. Ah. Anyway, so overall, I think this is looking fairly good. So I don't even need to do this a little bit. There's just me being fussy, really. Because the thing is, with the edges, they're gonna get some Corax and then some White Scar on them. Which I got this guy. How to light a fire. This guy in the back here. It's like it's weird because I kind of want him to be visible, but at the same time, he's yeah. I'm just getting out of here. I was so scared I had just like swiped it with a brush as I put down the cork. Okay, so I'm gonna now I'm gonna grab some of that lovely Corax white, which, as usual with most whites, it's really like a really light gray. Shaky cam. So I shook it. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to stir it. Stir it up good. Toss them on the palette. Gonna have to get a new sheet soon. You know, if I was more prepared, if I had more time to prepare for this, today anyway, I would have probably would have put out a new sheet and rinsed my brush soap. Both would have probably been pretty good ideas, but I had not. Alright, so I usually do something akin to like a top to bottom approach in my methodology. I don't think it really means much. It just comes down to how your head works. So figure out what works for your head. Like when I'm doing, if I have a fully assembled model and I'm doing like say the edge highlighting, I'll start with like the top of the backpack, and then I'll do like the entire backpack, and I'll do the head, and then starting on the gorget, working my way down, I'll do the torso. Really should have gotten music of this thing next time. Yeah, both inside and outside. And what this is gonna do, like what the theory is, the color theory, is that the slightly darker Corax white, because really it's Corax super light gray, is going to have a conjoined effect with the white scar to make it look like light is vibrantly hitting the edge of the armor, or whatever it is you may be painting that you're trying to get like a pure white going on. Quote pure white or clean white. I guess clean white isn't a bad option for that either. So paint hairs on my brush. No, I'm kind of just using this one size brush for basically all of this, but I'll do the edge highlights with the 3. Now, I don't believe if you get really high quality brushes, which I should at some point, even the Panda Fly are like middle of the road, really. Um, you can get them to keep that very nice tip, which this one these like don't really. Honestly, I should get new brushes soon. Then you could probably do all of this with a much larger brush and get away with it with pretty good results. Also, I am purposely doing the highlighting around the red that we're gonna redo because, in all honesty, it'd be easier for me to screw up and hit the red with the white than for me to screw up and hit the white with the red. Now, still, both are still possible. They're very possible. But it's about reducing your odds of hitting stuff you don't want. Real in there. Oh, my headset is messing up the very fine detail work I am doing. It's refocusing the camera. I gotta figure out what shooting mode on the camera uh, always focuses on a middle distance object. If I can figure out what that is, we'll be prime. Uh, Also get a little extra glow on my desk as sunset peeks through my side window. Oh, and I'm doing something real quick here. Stuff to help the stream, just me. Alright, where are we at? I suppose if nothing else, this the hero, the legend, the one person that is watching, if I am understanding this correctly, is helping in that he's adding a she. Uh, I should not assume that is on me. I just elbowed my camera tripod. Real good. That's good stuff. Fix that. Alright, where was I? They are adding a very high average watch time at currently 38 minutes, which I am very thankful for that because I think that will help my analytics going forward massively. 38 minutes and growing. So whoever you are, kudos to you, pal. You're definitely helping the cause. So let me get this back in focus here. Trying very hard to not get too much white in the stuff that should be shading. I grabbed the right paint. I got the strip. Feels like what I'm adding is too light. I'm just add more of the old primer. No, that's the correct thing. It's just the rest of it has gotten so dirty. I'm not even totally sure how. What I do know is the next one will be far better, and everyone after that will be better still. No, I got the little holster. Oh dare. Get off. If you can get it quickly enough, having a second brush on hand, and then dipping it in water and taking that soaked brush to the spot will usually rub off the errant paint there. Just trying to carefully do the size of this groin plate, and I'm kind of focusing a little bit on where I had accidentally gotten some extra shader on it. So I kind of left. So I figured I'd be painting over it. It's at a weird angle, so it's like it's hard to show the camera and do it at the same time. It's like way in there on the well, your guys' left, right side on the model, left side for watching, and me. I get mostly just those edges there. It's probably going to take me a few streams before I can consistently just keep the model properly in front of the camera at all times. I've mostly accepted that. I say mostly because I keep like being a little disappointed in myself. So I realize how many times it's just completely out of focus, out of frame, really one side. That is too wet. That's just going right into that gap. I don't like that. Get the water! Let's just clear all that out right now. I want that to be very dark. So what I need to do is get my paint a lot thicker, which is not really happening. I need like I'm trying to. There's still some stuff. Clear that all out. There we go. All right, I'll leave those alone for now while my paint is pretty thin. And I'll come back to that. So let's by doing this, I'm just gonna like effectively freehand where how the ridges are supposed to be because I just want them darker regardless. So I'm thinking about 20 minutes. We'll call it your 2-hour stream. Probably dial in that length later at some point. Might do it shorter. I don't know. So this is a part that I mentioned before, where a lot of these areas that were giving us trouble before are just getting this base coat color put on it right now. So once that dries, it will be a lot more shortened up. At the end of the day, the varnish will just hold everything together anyway. So it's hard for that camera to get nicely, but no, you can kind of see it there. There's a little bit of darker shade around the edges, and that'll really pop up when you get the white scar up. So yeah, if I can get these. These are a little bit more pronounced, so I'm not really dipping inside of them at all. doing this. So that's coming pretty. It's coming along pretty good. So here's a bit of tip with doing the idea is clean highlights here. You want to go in confident because your strokes will be much smoother and more precise. And then if you do still screw up, you can always go back and fix it. In fact, usually my lines come out better after going back and doing doing the original color to clean them up. And there's that little gap in there. I try to be as thorough as I can. Try to sing up a little bit more. Slouching, it's bad for you. Don't do it. We know we all do it. Let's be honest. I'm not even following my normal procedure with this. I normally would do this and finish the upper leg first. I know you guys can't see all of this, unfortunately, because it's so the details and angles are so absurd. And if I move the camera to a bit more directly behind me, it will probably work out better. Yeah, let me try that real quick. I only got 15 minutes left, but maybe I can get to go. Oh, stuff on the floor behind my chair. Let me stuck up. Let me stuck up. Oop, shake cam. Let's see how that works. It does seem better. Gotta get my correct way. Now we're just kind of getting in the flow of it, kind of becoming less talkative. You know, you can only talk effectively to yourself for so long about one topic. 2 hours has been pretty good, I think, for our first stream. I think going too much detail on the inside of that shoe because no one's going to be able to see that really. What they are going to see is this ankle joint. I mean, no, went in the gap. Yeah, I gotta get my corners. Gotta thicken it up. Maybe don't shake with the wet brush. There you go. Yeah. Shake it, can. Shake the can, morning. Oh yeah, what am I doing? I'm getting distracted. Lost in my thoughts. Alright, that's a lot thicker. So I already figure I'm probably gonna have to go back and redo these like armor trenches. I'm gonna try not to mess them up too much if I can help it. Also, I'm probably gonna have to remount some of my lighting. It's a little frustrating because I mounted it to the ceiling, so there's gonna be some extra holes up there. But I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. We're all just gonna have a good time. Head's getting my head just messing up. It's all a work in progress. Figure all this out together. I know some of these angles you guys can't really see. I mean, honestly, I can barely see them. But gotta get in there, get in them. We'll redo some of this ankle joint. It's got that spot that Wasn't holding up too well before. Gotta fix that. Got these armor lines up here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go back through all that with the micro pen, which is what I think I did for the other one. Honestly, micro pens are the best. You should, if you have anything that needs anything besides white lines, which is a little frustrating for writing scripts on black armor, but anything of that nature, get micron pens in like 0.005. They're amazing. So I'm gonna see how much more I can do before we sign off for the night. Yeah, like I said, at this point I'm kind of just accept that I'm gonna go back through the micron pen and clean all that up. As yeah, that does look like what I did. Came out looking pretty good, I think. So I'm not gonna worry too much about getting paint in those. Get on there. I'm gonna do a little removal there, if just because it's really hard to get a pen in those specific ones. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Well, it's 6:59. I've almost finished with the edge highlights on this guy. Um, I know I've got a lot of improving to do on stream quality. I gotta get some music going. Gotta dial in this camera work and move these lights around. But I'd like to say I learned a lot. Well, I definitely learned a lot. And I hope that you guys learned some how to do blade armor, how to fix priming issues coming up as you're going through your model. Um, and yeah, hope overall you guys have a good time. Let's see. So you can find me on Facebook, basically tabletop everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Patreon to support. Any support is massively appreciated. Both subscribing and supporting uh, both help massively. I also have a website, basically tabletop.com. I do have some old blog articles on there about 40K, mostly back in 8th edition. But I also have information on if you were interested in me painting your stuff. Obviously, I currently have a commission, so you'll be waiting until that one is finished. And I am open once more. When that is, I have no idea. But yeah, uh, let me know in comments how I could have done everything better. Also, let me know, please, what do you guys want for Patreon rewards? Like, Discord stuff is obviously cool. I want to get all kinds of flashy stuff for the stream. I want to get, like, art and all types of stuff. But this is our humble beginnings. This right here. And, yeah, I hope everyone has an amazing day.